Paudin full tang knife set. Sometimes your best bushcraft knife might be a kitchen knife. Welcome to Doug Shoe Bushcraft. I like knives of all kinds, so when Paudin contacted me, they wanted me to review this 15-piece knife block set. I said yes. The knives in this set have thin blades, flat grind. The steel is X50Cr15MoV. That's a German steel. It's high carbon for a stainless steel, so it strikes a balance between corrosion resistance and toughness and ease of sharpening, and that makes it a popular choice with professional chefs. The handles are triple rivet, full tang. It's ABS, but it looks very upscale. Just looking at it, I couldn't tell whether or not that was a dark stained wood. And the fit and finish of the handle is excellent. No roughness or hot spots at all. And it has this seamless transition to the blade. Not going to get any food stuck in anywhere because there's no gaps that I can see. Very nice. So let's say I was at my home, a camper cabin, something like that. For whatever reason, maybe I was traveling, couldn't get a belt knife on the plane, and for some reason I want to do some bushcraft or process an animal or a survival application, like you got to get out of there, bug out. And so in the knife block set, you have some knives. These are probably the two I'd grab. I'd be most likely to grab. Maybe also a serrated knife, depending on how much weight I wanted to carry. I might grab the pair of kitchen shears, and people can laugh all they want, but the mountain men, a lot of them did carry heavy duty scissors. Not exactly like that, but these are modern and precise. And all right. So my favorite, which I am tempted to make a sheath for that, and it's a little tiny bit big for a neck knife, but that would be good for a small precision backup knife or belt knife. Because when I'm out in the woods, usually I use this much of the blade. I can tell that by the wear and the patina. The knives I use in the woods a lot, so that blade is more than long enough. Scary sharp, thin, but that's not going to break. It's a good steel. It's flexibility. Very nice. That will just glide through whatever you want to cut. And again, that feel on the hand is just so nice for a number of grips. So, usually, almost always, a EDC, a pocket knife, but in the back of my mind, even if it's a locking blade, I'm wondering, is that going to fold up on my fingers? This full tang, be difficult to break unless you really went into abuse. It's meant to be a paring knife, of course, and for that, I would say excellent. Very, very functional, also beautiful. So I'd grab that. And this chef's knife, they're calling it a chef's knife, is a thin blade, relatively thin. Again, flat grind, full flat grind, scary sharp. Nice point for piercing. Nice big blade for chopping. A little bit of flexibility. But I mean, swords can be flexible. Flexibility isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's a good steel. So I call it a chef's knife, but harvest an animal, need to process it. Could also be used as a butcher's knife, in my opinion. A lot of people watching a bushcraft or survival channel don't even want you to mention a serrated knife. Of course, it's meant to be a steak knife, be excellent for that. Scary, scary sharp. I have to be careful not to cut myself. So of course, the intended purpose be great, but also cutting rope or any sort of tough fabric or tough material you have to kind of saw through. And in the set they give you 6 of them. So like, let's say it was some sort of survival situation. I ruined one, I got 5 more. And again, shears, good to carry on the trail, even if it's just like a tiny little pair of scissors and a multi-tool, but bigger is better within reason, and that's just about the right size. Those are so precision, it's amazing. 7-inch Santoku knife, you got 6.5-inch boning knife, and then they're calling this a 5-inch utility knife. So again, want to cut meat or process a game animal, there you go. In my opinion, this could also be your butcher's knife. I like on both the chef's knife and the Santoku knife that the wide blade is like a built-in guard. So vigorous use, there's no way I can see that my fingers are going to slide up on the handle and end up on the blade. That would be nearly impossible to happen. So of course, it's unlikely, unless you find yourself in the middle of a horror movie, but you have some sort of invasion of the private domicile, and you got to grab this out of the kitchen block knife set and have a sword fight. Well, you know, unfortunately it has happened in the history of the world, but I'm a survivalist, so if I'm weird for thinking that, then I'm weird, but there you go. Would not be the worst option. In fact, I would think whoever that insane person was in your house saw you with one of those things, or hey, dual wield, and they will be gone. That's all I'm thinking. They include a sharpening steel, they call it. Technically it's for honing, not sharpening. In other words, you use it to maintain the edge. And they include a bread knife, which I wouldn't bring in the woods. It would be good to have in your cabin. Let's say you're baking your own bread, need to cut it, or you buy a bagel, or bake your own bagels and need to cut it. It's kind of a serrated knife. Could cut rope with it if you had to, but I'd just bring a little steak knife personally. And again, this is a knife I'm in love with. Should I make a sheath for it or just leave it in the kitchen? Don't know. Trying to get a good image of the logo on the blade. Also, it tells you what kind of steel it is. And again, that's a German steel. There's this logo on the blade and then on the back of the handle. Is that actual Chinese writing like Hanzi, or did Chinese calligraphy inspire that logo? Some sort of custom logo or not actual characters. If you read Chinese better than me and you know what that says, if it does say something, please let me know in the comments. And I thank you so much to Paudin for sending me the knife set. It's really amazing. And I thank you guys for joining me. I will see you again soon. The product link is in the description along with a code for 20% off not only this knife set, but it works on all their products. That's what Paudin is telling me. I'm not sure how long that offer lasts, so if you might be interested, go there now. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Proverbs 16:24.